Hi guys, Dave here, and today I'm going to show you the guitar parts to probably my favourite Jackson 5 track, I Want You Back. I'm going to do a kind of stripped down version of this. There's loads of little variations, but I'm going to give you the kind of the core parts, if you like, that I've lifted off of an isolated recording. Okay, before we get going, I just want to remind you, you can support my channel on Patreon. So if you want to go over to my page, you can see what's on offer there. I'll put a link in the description. Okay, let's get into the guitar part. So I'm going to start with the octave part that you hear at the beginning. And you can actually get away with playing this part throughout the whole tune because you pretty much hear an octave guitar running throughout most of it. So I'm going to give you the first 4 bars. Don't feel like you've got to stick to it rigidly because I'm pretty sure that they don't. Whoever recorded it, I think it was Louis Shelton did all this stuff. So think of this as like a template, but don't feel like you've got to absolutely stick to it. Okay, so I'll do the first bar. We're going to get an octave, A flat octave. So that's going to be on the D and B strings, and just let the backs of your other fingers mute off the other strings so that you can just strum it. So it's just going to go. Just give it a bar at a time. So that's just going to go down, down, get a couple of scratches, then hit another up. Sorry, so it's down, up, and then it's going to go up, down, up. And it's going to do 2 ups, but this time it kind of holds the octave so that it sustains like that. Like so. Then bar 2, you're going to go down, down, up, down, and then down, up, and then you're going to get up, down, and then up, down, up. So if I put that bar together so you can hear it in context. Like so. And then bar 3, you're going to go down, up, then beat 2, down, up, then beat 3, up, down, up, and then we get the same thing where we're going to do 2 upstrokes but hold the octave so they ring into each, they sustain basically. So that bar like so, and then bar 4 we're going to go down, up, down, then down, up, down, up, and then down, up. And again, in context of that bar, it sounds like this. Okay, you'll hear a slow playthrough. I might put it in front of this part of the lesson, so you'll hear the 4 bars kind of played slowly and up to tempo. Like I say, don't feel like you've got to stick rigidly to this, but it'll give you a kind of the intro part, and then you can play around with how you want to play that octave part throughout the whole song. Okay, now we're going to look at guitar part that you hear once round on the intro, and you'll hear this in the verses as well. And so this is more of a chord part. Starts off with a few double stops. So these are basically little thirds. I watched Louis Shelton do this on a video, and he just used fingers 1 and 2, and he kind of stretched them out for each shape. You can do that, or you can use fingers 1 and 3 and then just stretch like that if you like. So I'm just going to go 2 on that, this one. Then you play it one more time. Actually, I'm going to do it like that. Strum it and then slide down to the next shape. So it's like so. And then we're going to do that again. We're going to play the shape and then slide down into the next shape. And then once I'm down there, I'm just going to go up, down, down, down. So I'll do that together. One more time. Okay, and so that's all over an A chord, and then over a D flat chord, you're going to get this nice little chord embellishment. So for that, I'm basically just barring, you'll see this up on the diagram of course, but on the tab, but basically you're playing off of this bar at the 6th fret. So you play it, do a little quick hammer on the D string there, then take it off again. I'll tend to go down up on this, then do another up, then hit down, and then I'm going to do a little hammer pull off on the D string there, come over to the A string on the 8th fret, then hit the chord again, back to the A string, and then 2 more on the chord. So it's probably worth mentioning that when I'm going back and forth between kind of single notes and chords, I'm really just relying on the left hand to mute off any unwanted strings. So I relax the chord a lot when I'm just playing the bass string there. And it just keeps the right hand flowing a little bit. It's quite loose. When you listen to the original recording, it's not a really tight part. It's played quite loosely, so I feel that works well for this. Okay, and then we get this little kind of chord rundown. It kind of goes F minor 7, C minor, D flat, A, and he does this really nice little part that you hear quite a lot in the song. So he plays his F minor 7 with a little finger on the 11th fret, then he takes it off and then just plays a couple of single notes like that. Then over the C minor, he's basically forming a C minor shape, but he does a little hammer on the D string and then takes it off onto the bar. Then down to the D flat chord, starts with his finger on the D string there and then takes it off onto the bar. Like that. Then down to a little A flat shape here. So that's just down, up, down. 2 downs. Down, up. And then 2 ups. Like so. Then it kind of does a B flat minor 7 to an E flat 11 to an A flat, and for that part again I'll just keep this bar on at the 6th fret, couple of notes, put the finger on to form like a little B flat minor chord. Then I'm just going to hammer on from the bar over the E flat and then go down to the A flat shape. And with the A flat, it's kind of 2 ups and then followed by a down just after beat 4. So. Like that. Again, you'll hear the rhythm played out nice and slowly on the playthrough. And that is the first part. Okay, over the chorus, it's a little bit of a simpler part, a lot of muted scratching in this. So we're going to start with our little A flat shape, down up, and then we're going to go up to an E flat bar. We'll get this, so you hit the chord once, a couple of scratches, and then you're basically playing this little shape, which is basically an F-7. And then back to the bar. Like that. And then over the D flat, ends up doing, it's basically like that little A flat triad shape that we've been playing, but it's going to be over a D flat bass. So it makes it sound like a D flat major 9. Then adds the little finger for a D flat major 7, just for 1. And then hit this E flat on and up. So you get, sorry, it'll be, and then we get this little rundown that we've had a few times, like we had in the verse. So you got the F-7, then the C minor with the hammer on, then the D flat, we get that, it's like a D flat 6 to a D flat, I suppose. But he's just thinking I'm just adding a note on and off, basically. And then back to the A flat for 2 ups. So. Pretty straightforward. And then again, we've got our, this the same move that we had in the verse over the B flat minor 7. E flat 11, and then back to that A flat again. So that's the first time round. Instead of doing that bar when it goes back in, it's a little 2/4 bar that we get here, where we're just going to go like so. So it's just yeah, the B flat minor 7. And then it goes into this little tag where we're singing I Want You Back, which is covered by another guitar part. Okay, after, I think it's the second chorus, you get this little bridge part. And again, it's similar to the rundown that you hear at the end of the verses and the choruses. And I've just turned it into a whole section on its own. So it's basically your F-7 with the little finger added on. Then take it off. Then play the chord again. It's more in the lower part of the chord, in the middle strings. Again, you don't have to be too precise with this. Yeah. Just down, and then we're going to do this little hammer on for the C minor, then take it off for an up down, and then over the D flat, starting off with the third finger on, then onto the bar, so that's down up, and then down to your A flat major chord, which is up up down. Basically, that one bar sequence goes around 8 times, and that gives you the bridge part. Okay, here's some extra bits. These are kind of guitar overdubs. I probably live wouldn't bother with them because they're basically just doubling up, for the most part, what the bass plays. But I'll show them to you now. It's basically the... So this is what you hear over the intro and the verses. Any of those times when you hear that bass line, basically. So, not really much to say, really. You play the A flat, and then you get this nice little chromatic run. Now, if I was strictly alternate picking it, I might start that bit with an up. It's entirely up to you. I don't think it really matters, as long as you get the right feel and rhythm. And then even that as well, you know, you could start it with an up if it helps you to get the feel, because it's just on the second semiquaver. These are going to be down. Tend to do that last one on an up. And then down, down, up. Typically that's the way I would do it. 2, 3, 2. Okay, again, the same part kind of doubles on the chorus. So again, it's there, but it's not a part I'd probably play live. But I'll just show it to you anyway. So very simple. Mostly with down strokes, because they're all on the beat. And it's only here I do a down up. On there I'd probably go down and then an up. See, it's a slightly dotted rhythm there. And again on that last one I'd probably do that as an up. That's it. And then for the chorus it'll go around that again, but for the last bar it's a 2/4 bar, so it just plays those two notes at the end. And then this kind of little tag part that you hear on the end, which kind of almost doubles the bass. When I heard it, it sounds like he hits the octave on the last one. So again, rhythm-wise, I'd probably start that with an up, and that octave I'd hit on the down. So up, down, down. And that happens 4 times. Okay, there's one more bit, and again it's doubling that last little tag bit, but it's done with a fuzz pedal. So I don't know what you used originally, but any kind of fuzz pedal, like a fuzz face or something like that, I think would get you close to it. And it's just playing all on the A flat, and it's just up, down, like that. Again, 4 times, doubling the bass part basically. And that's the other overdub. Okay guys, that's the end of the lesson. I hope you get a lot from it. It's a good fun tune to play. I think if I was picking the parts to play live, definitely the guitar one where you got the octave, I'd probably start with that. And then for the most part, I'd probably use guitar 2 part, which has got all the kind of the chord parts. The other overdub bits, again, really just for the studio rather than live, I think. Unless you've got a second guitarist, of course, in your band that could cover those parts. I've given you just a basic version of it, really. But if you wanted to see all the little variations, I'm gonna put up a PDF tab for my supporters on Patreon at the $5 mark. They get all my tabs. So if you really want to know every little variation that you hear on the record, then pop over to Patreon and check it out. Okay, guys, I hope you get a lot from this one, and I'll see you again real soon.